Hi folks, welcome to another video on Bod's Reef. Today I'm going to be fragging my bird's nest coral due to some poor health, so I'm going to frag off the bits that are in good health and try and bring them back to make a nice colony. So shortly I'm going to frag off the bottom left corner. I'm going to zoom in here. So the bit at the bottom there that's just pointing down towards the Montipora that's just covering over, I'm going to try and frag a bit of that off, nice size piece, and hopefully discard most of the other stuff that's not doing too well, and then position that somewhere new in the tank so it can flourish again. Okay, so after the fragging, I've ended up removing the whole bird's nest coral, and I've taken 4 frags. 3 I've put on some frag plugs. 1 I have put back in the same position as the original whole colony. I'm just going to zoom in. Hopefully you can see that. So that's just using Coral Fix glue straight onto the rock where the previous colony was. So I'm going to give that a try. That's quite a small piece, probably about 2.5 centimeters tall. Exactly where the other one was. That's about the size the original one was, but 2 years later it grew into a colony bigger than your fist, and was doing really well, and then it suddenly started to die off. So I've salvaged, there was lots and lots of healthy growth on there, but I've just salvaged a few decent looking pieces of it. So that small piece there, I don't know if you can see that very well or not, but there's a piece there glued straight onto the rock. See how that goes. So this is the frag rack on the left hand side of my Red Sea Reefer 350 tank. So I'm just going to zoom in onto one of these small pieces of these frags of the bird's nest which I've just taken. That's probably about as close as I can get. There's just the first few signs, struggling to focus a bit, the first few signs that the polyps are just starting to open again, so that's a good sign. I've obviously stressed the corals by doing the fragging and having them briefly out the water, but hopefully the first few signs that they're just starting to recover a little bit. That's one of the new bird's nest coral frags. That's the largest one of the 4 frags that I've done, and I've just zoomed in on that one just for a few seconds just to see, hopefully we can see the first few signs of the polyps just starting to open, just a few signs that it's handled the fragging and it's going to be healthy. The Coral Fix glue should have gone off now, so that should have set, so I'm hoping that that one's going to be okay. So that's the area of rock that's now exposed from where the original bird's nest coral was. The original one, like I say, was about the size of your fist, so it's left quite a big spot, and you'll see the top of that Monty there's a very unusual shape to it now, because that's where it was kind of growing in and around and under the bottom of the bird's nest coral. And I've just got the one tiny frag that I've put directly onto the rock there, just to see how that one does compared to the new frags I've done on the frag plugs, which are on the frag rack on the left hand side. So as ever, whenever you make a big change in the tank, it looks completely different to the eye, so I've got to kind of get used to seeing it now without the large bird's nest coral right in the middle at the back. Hopefully one or all of the frags are going to grow nicely, so I'm going to put them in a few different places if they all do okay. I'm going to show a little update in the sump back from when, if you've watched my previous video, from when I put in my ALR1 algae reactor. I'm going to just do a little video in the sump just so you can see. I've changed the plumbing slightly with that, but that's doing really well. It's absolutely overgrowing with cheato now, so I would imagine in a couple more days I'll be ready to start harvesting some of that. So that's the sump how it looks now. I originally piped the plumbing for the ALR1 reactor to pick up the water from the bottom of the downpipe where the water initially flows into the sump from the display tank. But what I found was the pump that was feeding the ALR1, that was taking water out too fast, so the water wasn't flowing over and down through the filter socks. So that immediately became a bad idea for the installation. So that is now piping from the return chamber where the return pump is going back onto the display tank. So what I'm hoping you can tell there, you'll see the pink and green colours through the reactor. So the pink is just the light shining from the LEDs, the pink and white LEDs, but all the green you see there is the cheato that's growing. So I put some in the bottom, some on the middle and some on the top. There's 3 trays inside an ALR1. I bought just a handful of cheato and split it equally between the 3. The bottom one looks very nearly full. Middle one quite full. The top one, it floated up to the top, but that is also now growing down to meet the middle tray as well. And when you look from the top through the clear glass, looking down through the reactor, it's just a mass of cheato. You can't see. Before you could see right to the bottom, and now you just can't see through it at all. It's just full of cheato. So I've just popped the light on just so you can see the Eheim pump is just at the back there of my main return pump. That comes in through this green pipe over the top, down and into there, and that flows out of this short piece here, which is just under the water level, which is all it needed to be. The skimmer's doing well at the back. Handheld view of the frag rack there. See the 3 bits of Monty, 1 colony of pallies, and the 3 new frags with my bird's nest, seriatopora, plus the 1 piece that the yellow tang's having a sniff at. Okay, thanks for watching folks. See you next time.